I'm joined now by Governor Tim Walz, who's a Democrat of Minnesota. Governor, let me just start with you. Again, we've had you on the program before. Your state has close relationships with your Canadian neighbors. I know that. And you've been sort of sidelining with some of those Canadian leadership about these sort of trade war. What the president announced is almost inconceivable. What does it do to the folks in your state? What's your perspective on it?
Yeah, well, good evening, Chris. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think here in a week or so, I'm going to be up in Toronto meeting with some of the premiers as we talk about this. Look, they are our largest trading partner, followed by Mexico. These are folks that we have had relationships since the founding of Minnesota. It matters greatly. And what we understand is that these are fair trade deals that were negotiated fairly. And the real irony of this is the folks who supported Donald Trump, some of the working folks, the farmers, the miners in northern Minnesota, 650 miners were just laid off in taconite mining. Our farm community is on pins and needles because of these tariffs. And then when you go to war with Canada, whether it's energy or whether it's potash for fertilizer, these are fundamental inputs that are going to already drive up costs on very narrow margins. So yeah, it is almost inconceivable. Look, Chris, I don't know. You almost have to be an amateur psychologist on this. It's like Trump is stuck in the 80s. His music, his clothing, his thinking. He has been on this tariff thing forever, and every economist, conservative or liberal, will tell you they just simply don't work. We use them strategically, but he doesn't fundamentally understand how trade works. It goes back to what I continue to say. I think the biggest myth perpetuated on this country is that Donald Trump understands anything about business. He's bankrupt every single one he's been into, and now he's bankrupting this country. So I appreciate you talking about this. This is a tax on working people that we've not seen in any of our lifetimes, and it is going to have dramatic effect.
You know, there are two follow-ups I want on that. One is, you know, you're in a state, it elected you governor, but you represented a district that actually voted for President Trump in 2016 that had a lot of Republicans when you were in Congress. You've spent a lot of time talking to folks in Minnesota, and again, it's not quite a swing state, but it's close enough. Have you ever encountered in the wild, I mean, really, just like out of the mouth of someone at a doorstep or a diner, like, I hate those Canadians who are ripping us off. We got to get back at them. Have you ever, I'm asking this. Have you ever,
no,
independent of President Trump, encountered that view in the wild?
Never. And I think, it could be a bit of a stereotype or whatever. I find that it is about as close to any stereotype of being true, the decency of Canadians and the neighborliness and the being there. And I think the thing that irritates me about our allies is, I mentioned this last summer, I was, on the anniversary of the D-Day invasion, and to see those graves while you go to the American cemetery, the French cemetery, Canadians, Australians, all of these people that he says are ripping us off, the Danes, it's an outrageous affront to folks who share our values on democracy, and for him to mock them and to say this about Canada, that they're nasty people. The thing I think that starts to have to set in, and I would argue that what happened in Wisconsin is that there's buyer's remorse on this, and nobody signed up for this. Nobody signed up to insult the Canadians and drive up potash prices. Nobody expected to see tariffs that were just randomly thrown on that are going to punish, especially middle-class Americans. So no, your question is right. But look, I don't think this guy listens to anyone other than himself, and he's convinced this is going to work. But my beef still comes to this. There are senators that need to stand up and say something on the Republican side. There are Senate leadership that needs to step up and put an end to this, because this is real pain. Look, we saw it. It's those miners. Today we laid off 170 infectious disease experts at the Minnesota Department of Health. We have warnings that our low-income heating program is going to be rescinded. The entire agency in the federal government that gets those checks out for low-income heating assistance are gone. We don't know who's going to send the checks. It snowed today in Minnesota, and those are the things that are gone. So we're making it very clear. This is not about government employees. It's not about some fake efficiencies. We're all for that, This is about real people and the impact. And this is going to do real damage.
You talked about that buyer's remorse. Let me ask you about Wisconsin last night. You had this. You were in Wisconsin ahead of this race. Susan Crawford, who was sort of endorsed by progressive center-left Democratic Party. It's a nonpartisan race, but she won by 10 points against the Trump-backed candidate. You said that to give you a little boost, you'd put the Apple ticker with the Tesla stock on your phone. And this really, Elon Musk got very upset about this. He genuinely seemed like emotional in an interview about this. I want to just play. He just really got in his feelings about this. I want to play this for you and get your response.
You had Tim Walz, who's a huge jerk, running around on stage with the Tesla stock price where the stock price had gone in half, and he was overjoyed. What an evil thing to do! What a creep! What a jerk! Like who derives joy from that?
Are you a creep and a jerk?
Well, that's a badge of honor if he thinks I am. Look, it's not personal with him. It's a little bit personal. I don't want to be disingenuous. The guy does bother me. It's a little bit personal. But look, my beef on this is that this guy is out there crying about his portfolio and about stock while I'm making, a comment. And my mom's Social Security check this month is late. That he's attacking the portfolios of working Minnesotans and working Americans who've paid into these programs that he calls a Ponzi scheme. He's taking it and laughing with his chainsaw about destroying the lives and undermining things and institutions that make life better for Minnesotans. Of course, he doesn't care about these agencies because he has all this money. Can you imagine being the richest man in the world and taking offense that I said something about Tesla stock? Look, if I'm Donald Trump won Wisconsin. I'll give him that. But he's sharing his presidency and the White House and who knows what else with this guy who's a loser, who lost. This guy's really bad at this. He made the case that everything hinged on this. And I just want to give a shout out to the folks in Wisconsin, to Ben Wickler, to, of course, Justice-elect Crawford, and to the people of Wisconsin who you said this right, Chris. This was a referendum on, does democracy stand, or does oligarchy and a king make the difference? And this was a referendum on Elon Musk and, by extension, by Donald Trump. A 10-point win in Wisconsin is an absolute massacre. Remember, this was a 1-point race in November. So I am angry with this guy. I'm glad he's irritated with me. He's a bully. He's picking on people that can't speak up. He's undermining the basic tenets of this country, all so that he can, an unelected oligarch run things. It's outrageous. And look, if Donald Trump wants to continue to hang around with him, I certainly think the DNC should think about hiring Elon Musk and send him to every race that we're in, because we will win. We will win.
Well, today we got this news, right? There's all this sort of whispering behind the scenes that Musk is going to go back to the private sector. He's going to leave the White House. This is NBC News. Trump told the cabinet members he'll leave his government role in the coming months. To your point about that, I mean, there was a race last night. There were 2 statewide races. There was a superintendent of educational instruction statewide race, again, like the judicial race, nonpartisan. The Democrat won that by 5 points. The Musk race, the one where he's donning the cheese head and handing out the novelty checks and all eyes on me, he's the front face of it. It looks like he cost him 5 points. 5 points is a lot. Like that's actually an impressive amount that you have repelled voters single-handedly. I haven't seen that really before.
Yeah, and I think, look, it's his toxic personality to begin with, but it's what you said was, and this is what's encouraging to me, this is what the big thing, look, this judge didn't want to be in a partisan race. You can tell that Judge Crawford is not one of those people. This is about rule of law, but she had to because of that they made this the referendum, and it was very clear that as he thrust himself into the middle of this, it made a difference. But you're absolutely right, and I do think that race for state superintendent with Superintendent Underly, that's a big deal because her opponent was a Moms for Liberty person. So this was an attack on the idea of public schools, an attack and, advocating vouchers, book bans, things like that. So Wisconsin, the pinnacle swing state, did swing, and it swung hard in a direction of defending democracy, defending public schools, defending the rule of law. That should be encouraging. And I think the thing I have been saying, and the reason I'm out there, I'm doing these town halls, whether it's from Texas to Nebraska to Wisconsin, because those members of Congress are rightfully afraid to go and defend this because they knew that this was going to be the result, and now they're going to be tied to it. And so I think, the folks who came out, certainly Senator Booker inspired all of us and got out there. It feels like the Democratic Party has shook off the cobwebs and is back out there. And I don't say that just so we can win elections. That means the protection of Social Security is a priority. That means the rule of law is a priority. That means you can't just grab someone off the streets. My God, our graduate students. We had a student taken from Minnesota State University Mankato, where I did my graduate work. That person was swept up, and I'm talking to Homeland Security trying to get information on them. Look, we have to, as Americans, acknowledge it doesn't matter if you're in this country and these people are here legally, that they have due process. And I think last night's vote was much bigger. That's the one thing Elon Musk got right, that this was a referendum on rule of law, a referendum on the Trump presidency, and Wisconsin. I hope they know it. I rarely talk good about Wisconsin because the Packer Viking thing, but I am talking good about Wisconsin. They knew the assignment and they did it.
We'll see how long that lasts. We got a little while to go till football season. Governor Tim Walz, thank you so much for making time tonight.
Thanks, Chris.